Can West Virginia bounce back from that blowout loss at home to Arizona as they go on the road to face the Colorado Buffaloes in another matchup against a new Big 12 opponent? We're going to talk about that on this episode of Hoops from the Hills right now. What is up, and welcome into this episode of Hoops from the Hills, part of the Couz's Corner family of channels, I should say, here on YouTube. I want to jump into this preview with Colorado and just talk about keys to the game for the Mountaineers to pull off a W. And of course, in that conversation, we'll talk about some areas where West Virginia needs to be careful, not get caught. And we'll talk about some Colorado players that West Virginia fans need to be on the lookout for as they get ready to play this game on Sunday, January 12th at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Mountain Time. The game will air on ESPN+. Majority of West Virginia's games coming up the rest of the season will be on ESPN+. So West Virginia fans just need to be prepared for that. If you don't have ESPN+ and you don't want to buy it, then you're probably going to have to listen to it over on MSN Network. Listen to Tony Caridi and Brad Howell call the game over there. They do a great job, by the way. I do want to give them a shout out. But want to jump into the keys of the game real quick and look at some stats here. West Virginia, the first key for them to win the game, they just need to make shots. You know, West Virginia did not make shots, and I'm specifically talking about three-point shots in this case. They did not shoot the ball well from three in the game against Arizona, and it really hurt them. It hurt their confidence. I think it hurt their psyche. It even affected how they played on the defensive end of the floor. In this game, this is a perfect game for them to bounce back and make some shots. I mean, when you look on the season for West Virginia, they've been making shots for the most part. I mean, they're making 9.9 threes per game, which is good for number 26 in the country, and they're shooting 28.6 threes a game on average, which is good for 22nd in the country. So they're basically 10 out of 29 from three on average throughout this season, and they're top 30 in the country in both three-pointers made and three-pointers attempted. Well, that plays right into the hands of what Colorado does not do well. Because when you look at Colorado and their ability to stop their opponents from shooting the three, it's not good. Colorado right now is number 248th in the country in opponent three-pointer attempts per game. They're giving up a ton of three-point shots. There's 352 Division I basketball teams. They're 248th in the country in opponent three-pointers attempted. They're giving up 24.1 attempts a game. Of those attempts, about 8 a game are going in, which is 215th in the country. So they're giving up about 8 made threes, right under 8 made threes a game, which, again, falls right into what West Virginia likes to do. They like to shoot the three-point shot. So as long as that shot's going in, West Virginia should win this game. Another reason West Virginia needs to make shots to win, and it's a critical piece of it, is the rebounding part. Colorado is very good on the defensive glass, actually. So you do not want to, if you miss a lot of shots, then they're more than likely going to come down with them. And conversely, West Virginia is not good on the offensive glass. For example, right now, Colorado is number 47 in the country in defensive rebound percentage at 75.8, and they're 46th in the country in defensive rebounds per game at 25.3, whereas West Virginia is 223rd in the nation out of 352 teams in offensive rebounds per game at 8.4. So if West Virginia is not able to make shots, then there's a good chance you're giving Colorado those are just free rebounds for Colorado in most cases. It allows them, especially if they're three-point shots, it allows them to get out in transition, makes it easier for them to score baskets. And, you know, West Virginia's transition defense up until the Arizona game had been good. But anytime you miss a lot of three-point shots, it's going to be harder for you to get back on defense because the ball just bounces further off the rim. It's physics. The longer you shoot it, the further out it bounces, and it bounces back towards your opponent's end of the court. And they get it, and it's easier for them to get runouts, and fast breaks, and transition layups and dunks, right? Transition baskets. To guard against that, what do? You make the shot. If the shot goes in, it doesn't matter. So the West Virginia needs to make the three-point shots in this game. like they have been in the games leading up to the Arizona game. Key number 2 for this game, West Virginia needs to do a better job of getting to their man and rotating in this game. Now, Colorado doesn't shoot a ton of threes, and they're not great at it, but they can make it, especially when you look at Andrzej Janikowski. He's a 6'8" forward who averages 11.4 points a game. He can shoot the ball from 3. So you've got to get out on your man. You've got to rotate. They have to do a better job on ball screens. West Virginia likes to hedge on ball screens, and sometimes they hedge too hard. Sometimes they just do a full-blown, they'll just run 2 men at the ball and then try to get back to their man quickly. They did not do a great job of that against Arizona. They need to do a better job of that in this game. And the reason they do is because Colorado passes it well, and Colorado's going to make it hard for them to do that. When you look at Colorado's passing, look at their assist numbers. They're 31st in the country with 16.7 assists a game, and they're 8th in the country in assists per field goals made. So about 64% of their field goals made are due to assists, which is, again, is 8th in the country. So if West Virginia is not able to rotate quickly on defense, if they don't do a good job helping on the backside, and they don't do a good job of handling ball screens, and they give up open shots, the way Colorado likes to move the ball, Colorado's going to get more open looks, and West Virginia needs to prevent that. How do you do it? You rotate, you communicate, you get on your man. So that's key number 2 is defensive rotations, staying on your man. Key number 3, they need to get back to playing that aggressive style of defense that they had been playing up until the Arizona game. And the reason for that is if you do that, you're going to get turnovers. Colorado is one of the worst teams in the country when it comes to turnovers. They are turning the ball over at a high clip. Right now, they are 340th in the country out of 352 teams in turnovers per game. That's not good. They're turning it over 15 times a game. Conversely, West Virginia is 7th in the country in opponent turnovers per game, which means forcing turnovers. They're getting about 13.7 turnovers a game. So that's not a good recipe if you're a Colorado fan, because that means more than likely West Virginia, if they get back to playing their style of defense, should get a ton of turnovers in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if West Virginia gets 20 turnovers in this game if they play the way they are capable and accustomed to playing defense. So Colorado will turn it over. So West Virginia needs to play into that, and they need to get back to playing that hard, aggressive style of defense that they had been playing the earlier part of the season, okay? They can do that. They make their three-pointers, and they do a better job of rotating and communicating on defense. West Virginia's winning this game. I have no doubt about it. Now, the players to watch for Colorado. Colorado goes about 8 guys deep. They play about 10 guys, but there's only about 8 that play significant minutes. The ones you have to look out for, I mentioned forward Andrzej Janikowski. You also got to look out for guard Julian Hammond III. He's averaging 13.6 points and 3.6 assists a game. He's their leading scorer and leading assist guy. So he's a guard you got to look out for. Would not be surprised to see Sincere Harris guarding him one-on-one most of the game. Center Elijah Malone is another one to look out for. He's a 6'10" big man, averaging 11 points and 4 rebounds a game. You would think somebody 6'10" would be getting more rebounds. He's not sure why. Their leading rebounder is actually Trevor Baskin, who comes off the bench for the Buffaloes. He's averaging 9 points and 6 boards a game. And then R.J. Smith is their other guard who plays a ton of minutes. He's averaging 7 points a game. But R.J. Smith, Andrzej Janikowski, and Julian Hammer III are the 3 players that play the majority of the minutes. You've got to look out for them. That they do have another 7-footer that you have to look out for as well. A young man from the Senegal, I think is what it's called. Last name Doc. So they have to look out for him as well. But those are the key players to look out for this Buffaloes team. Again, if West Virginia can get back to playing their style of basketball and the aggressive defense that they are accustomed to, they're going to win the game. And my score prediction for this game, West Virginia's had been averaging, going into the Arizona game anyway, West Virginia had been averaging about 76 a game. Bangkok Doc is the Bangkok Doc is the gentleman I was referring to from Colorado, who's a 7-footer from the Senegal. But when you put these two teams side by side, you know, their points per game and points allowed per game, West Virginia is averaging about 74.2 points a game. Colorado's averaging about 74.9 a game. So pretty close. Defensively, West Virginia's giving up about 63.4 a game, which is actually really, really good. And Colorado's giving up about 70.5 a game. Colorado's score differential is only plus 4.4 a game. So they're struggling. And a lot of that is due to that high number of turnovers. They're 0-3 in Big 12 play. They're coming in 9-5 on the season. West Virginia's coming in 11-3 overall, 2-1 in Big 12 play. So technically, West Virginia should win this game. Now, I worry about their mindset after that big loss. I worry about the injuries continuing to pile up. I worry about fatigue for West Virginia, especially playing in that high altitude in Colorado. But I expect West Virginia to bounce back in this game, get back to being more like their old self again. Now, I do think they'll try to slow the game down a little bit on the offensive end, so I don't expect them to continue to score at a 74-point-a-game clip. A lot of that was done against lower levels of competition. But I do think West Virginia wins the game. I do think they will hold Colorado probably in the 50s. So I look for West Virginia to win this game 68-58. So West Virginia 68, Colorado 58 is my score prediction for this game. Mountaineers come out on top, get back to their winning ways, move to 3-1 in Big 12 play, and make up for that Arizona loss they just suffered at home this past weekend, or earlier this week, I should say. Let me know what your score prediction is in the comments section. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Help me. I'm getting real close to 2,000 subscribers here on the channel. Please help me get there. Please let your friends and family know about this show, Hoops from the Hills. Anyone who likes West Virginia basketball, or heck, even Big 12 basketball, may enjoy this channel. Don't forget about my football channel, Couz's Corner. Most of you probably know about that already. And don't forget to check me out on X at Hoops_Hills304. Please come follow me over there if you're on X, aka Twitter. Please come check me out over there. Also, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on here for me. That really helps. The comments help. It all helps. The subscriptions, it all helps the algorithm, helps me to grow. I really appreciate you tuning into this show. Until the next time, I'm done.